I'm eating cheese, more ice cream please. I am so sad, I'm eating bad, the lactose hits. Now I've got the shits.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to Humbly, one of the best podcasts in the world. It's No Dunks on the Athletic Network. It's Friday, May 12th, 2023. This is The Drop. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners, this is for you.
Next to him, it's the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Heyo.
Hey, yo. And last but not least, over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is, and here we are. Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Like the vid, comment away, and if you haven't, subscribe to No Dunks on YouTube. We are getting so close to 70,000 subs. Go get your No Dunks merch over at nodunks.com. Check out yesterday's No Buffs podcast, our recap of episode 11 of Survivor 44. It's worth checking out just to hear JD's rant about group meditation. Do not ask that man to meditate with you, okay? Whatever you do.
Not on day 20.
Yes, okay. Yeah, maybe day 1, 2, or 3, but not 3 weeks in on an island, get together on the beach and talk about our feelings and breathe.
That was great. That was the 2 minutes I tuned into live.
Oh, nice.
Just Trey and JD going back and forth. Trey saying, what else are you going to do? You have 24 hours where you're sitting together. That's half an hour where you have to talk about your feelings. JD not having it.
It's always a lot of fun, No Buffs. Even if you're not a Survivor fan, you may enjoy it. So go check that out. It's on YouTube feed, it's on podcast feed. And this weekend, in anticipation of Fast X, which is right around the corner, we are re-releasing our final installment from Fast Friends. This one is over 2.5 hours long.
Wow.
It's the longest one we did of Fast Friends. I think it's like 240 and change. Matty O was back to break down F9. I know, guys. What was wrong with us, man?
40 minutes?
What were we doing?
Well, I mean, 2 huge returns in this one, Matty O and Han. I forgot he came back at F9.
So,
Cool.
yeah, that'll go up at some point this weekend here in the No Dunks podcast feed, F9. And yes, we do have plans to get out to the theater to watch Fast X and then, of course, do our review and see what we think about it. Hopefully in the next week or two, give you guys time to go see it, and we got to figure it out too. Are we going to see it together? We haven't decided. Or are we just like, whenever you can get it in, and then we get in the Classic Factory and talk about it? What do you want to do? Should we make an event out of it?
Well, look, I think if you buy wife respecters, they usually come in a 5-pack. So the 4 of us in Eshua can all go together, family style.
All right. So that's going to be up this weekend, our final Fast Friends. On today's Drop podcast, Jrue Holiday, greatest teammate in the world. We're going to attempt to build our first, second, and third all-NBA playoff teams. I'm going to need your help, especially when it comes to that third team. I got a few question marks as to who would make it. We'll get to that later. And we're going to end with some rapid-fire fun. But first, JD, hit the Zaza!
We're going to Game 7, baby. Game 7. Game 7.
That's not Zaza!
Sorry.
That's Ash!
Sorry.
We're going to Game 7, baby. Game 7. Game 7.
That was pretty good.
I was going to say,
really good.
I'd give it an 8 or a 9.
I wanted a little more enthusiasm on the last one.
last.
Give it.
Yeah.
I almost sent it back to him. I almost said...
You almost had notes?
Yeah, but it was like midnight I saw it, and I was like, I can't make it.
It sounded like him.
He's got kids.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. I think his kids were...
his voice down.
Good call.
Great stuff
do
there,
it.
Ash. Yeah, he is a Celtics fan. He's pretty happy because Jayson Tatum hitting big fourth quarter three-pointers to push the Celtics past the 76ers, 95-86, to force a Game 7 baby. That'll go down on Sunday. I think we're still waiting to see at what time that game will be, because we might have another one with the Warriors and the Lakers. Heat Knicks, if it goes 7, that's on Monday. But anyway, what a wild game. We watched it on Playback Task. We had a blast. Where do you want to start with this?
Which team?
The Celtics and their incredible sort of fourth quarter from Jayson Tatum after a brutal game,
Yeah,
or the Sixers
terrible
shit in
game.
the bed here? I mean, where do you want to go?
Oh, I guess we start with Tatum. No field goals at half. Zip. He had 1 point at half. And then midway through the fourth quarter, still just 3 points. Just 3 points midway through the fourth quarter. Apparently his head coach, Joe Mazzulla, went up to him about 5 minutes left and said, "Go get the fucking ball." It worked. It worked.
Yeah.
Jayson Tatum came out. He had Joel Embiid on him on the wing, step back, splash, and that was the end of it for the Sixers. That three, and then another 3 threes. Essentially, he outscored the Sixers with those 12 points for the entire fourth quarter because the Sixers only had 13 points in the entire fourth quarter. And let's just go there because, yeah, Tatum hitting shots. Confusing part on the other side is how a team with the MVP, who was cooking at the beginning of the fourth quarter, he was really feeling it, and then they fall apart at the end. How do they only score 13 points? This Sixers team is done. They are absolutely done. I know we were talking about it yesterday, and I thought there was a chance. Oh, I think they are.
Over?
They are done, and I think Doc Rivers is done as well. 1:30 left in this game. It's only an 8-point game, and the Sixers started walking back on defense. They were done. They quit. They absolutely quit. And then Joel Embiid, after having the time to shower and think about things, had this prepared to go to the podium when he was asked what happened in the fourth quarter. He said, 3 things. I've got 3 things for you. First, we stopped hitting shots. Okay. That's my conventional answer. Second, we stopped sharing the ball. Mm-hmm. Third, I didn't get the ball for the last 4 minutes.
I was freaking out on playback, Tass. I was like, has he touched the ball? What's going on here? We were going through the play-by-play, trying to find out if Embiid had actually done anything. And he was right. He did it.
He didn't touch the ball for the last 4 minutes. Especially, it was confusing because he started the quarter so well.
Yeah.
Got Horford at the mid-post, backed him down. Oh, that's pretty. Even Mazzulla made a nice little change-up, bringing a second defender. Embiid had the ball. You know what? I'll just pretend I'm going in there. The defense will collapse. I'll pull out, hit another shot. He looked great. But afterwards to say, hey, my coach, he didn't get me the ball for the last 4 minutes, and he doubled down on it again. He said, okay, so in summary, I didn't get the ball in the last 4 minutes. That's it. That's
so
it
who's
for
that
Doc.
on?
That's
Is it
it
on
for Doc.
Is it on his teammates? It's on Embiid.
Yeah, it's on everybody, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But especially a night with Harden not cooking, it is on Doc to not call plays for D'Anthony Melton out of a timeout. And I understand they were going to a Maxey Embiid pick and roll, which was all right because Maxey was working it, but Embiid's got to get the ball. I mean, so it's on Maxey to some degree too. But I think Doc's going to take the fall when this team is done in Game 7 because I can't see them coming out with anything. If they quit at the end of this game, calling each other out like Doc called out Ben Simmons a couple of years ago, I mean, it's infighting. I think they're done.
Closeout opportunities definitely don't look more ideal than that. That what the Sixers had there at the point of that game, with Tatum not hitting anything for like 3.5 quarters, just this ugly affair. They had come back, they had the momentum. You have the MVP, and they do blow it here. Do you agree with Tass, though, that this is like no chance they can go in on Sunday into the Garden and get a victory?
I'm never that comfortable with the Celtics
Right.
to think that they're not going to do
Fair
something.
point.
Like, this could easily be a 20-point lead for the Celtics in the first half, and then they blow it, and then the Sixers blow it in the fourth quarter. Like, neither of these teams is all that reliable. I think what really happened for Embiid not getting the ball is that Robert Williams checked back into the game with 6 minutes left, and he completely shut down the inside. Him and Horford, just a lot of bodies in there. They're like, okay, PJ Tucker, you're taking 7 threes. That's a win for us. Mm-hmm. I thought the Celtics were back to the old Celtics, just starting Robert Williams, and it felt like the team was so excited that he was starting that they'd been begging for it all year. Robert Williams was a key part of the reason they went to the finals last year. He's had a weird series. He's been okay when he's on, but it just hasn't looked right. Eventually, it seems like Smart kind of talked Joe Mazzulla into finally starting him so they could go back to the identity that made him so successful last year. They were just like back to the old me, and it completely worked, and the way the Sixers looked so disorganized in the fourth quarter, I thought was bad. I thought it should have just been Harden and Embiid pick and roll. That's been the bread and butter all year long. And no doubt Harden was struggling last night, but Embiid had the 15-footers working because the Celtics are worried he's going to blow by him anytime he catches the ball, but they took him completely out of the game. The Sixers didn't have a counter to that, and Harden just couldn't get by his guy and look to score. Though he did dunk in this game. Second dunk of the season for James Harden. So he had his legs, but he didn't have them in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 4 of 16 from Harden, 0 for 6 from deep, 5 turnovers. This is wild. It's the 5th time in the last 9 games Harden has shot 25% or worse from the field on 10 or more attempts, so a decent amount. Just a very strange series because he won them a couple of games as well. But yeah, I just keep going back to this is the MVP of the fucking league. And he had it going. He was dominating defensively as well. And it's just weird he is not touching the ball at all. As great as Robert Williams is, as great as Horford is, come on. The 15-footer is there over anyone.
They can't get him the ball, though. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, that's an issue. That is, as the game goes on, this is Embiid's problem, too. He's a giant-ass dude. He's going to tire compared to, obviously, a lightning-fast guard like Maxey who can just go probably for 48 minutes. I get that, but still, it has to operate through him. And you're right, Trey. That's why it's on Doc, it's on your point guard Harden, and it's on Embiid. You can say this all after the game. You should be saying this in the moment. When we go 2 possessions where you don't touch the ball, and then there's a timeout, you demand the ball.
PJ Tucker should have yelled at Doc Rivers, I think.
There you go.
That seems to be the way things go. Anytime things are going poorly for the Sixers and they're able to turn it around, it's PJ Tucker berating somebody. Happened with Paul Reed, happened with Joel Embiid. Last night, PJ was just feeling himself too much. Actually shooting threes.
It was strange. But as I said about Joe Mazzulla, he literally did say to Tatum, go get the effing ball. Shout out to Jay King on The Athletic who wrote about it. On the other side, Embiid hit his first 3 shots of the quarter. Things were looking great. And then, he went into the lane. He tried to hook one over a combo of Horford and Robert Williams. Not so good. That was a miss. And then they tried to get him, this is still 4 minutes left, sort of running into his shot. And I thought, are they just concerned about his legs or something? Does he need to get momentum into his shot? He missed that one from 19 feet. But there's no excuse. It really is just, in that pick and roll, I know they can't get him the ball, but they can also get him the ball. He can get the ball 20 feet away, and that's a better option. Just go down with him shooting and go down with him missing because he wouldn't have missed because he was feeling it, and he was feeling it on both ends really. He was a dominant force in this game, but in the end, this team that only has 86 points. That's just sure the Celtics look good, but come on. They have to be able to score more than that.
The first thing that Embiid said, you're right, in that in the post-game press conference is we missed shots. There were shots that Melton was wide open.
Totally.
And he goes 0 for 5, 0 for 4 from 3. Tucker had his looks. That's the game plan. He goes 2 for 7. Hitting 2 is good. 6 points from Tucker is okay. Niang obviously goes 2 for 3 in his 15 minutes. Is there any way, because you'd imagine Joe Mazzulla is going to start the Time Lord in Game 7. You're going to go with that lineup again. Is there any way Doc Rivers goes with a more reliable shooter, I guess, in someone like Niang, or at least someone more willingly to fire it? Or you start Tucker, see if he can bang one in like he did in this game and continue to, and then maybe find more minutes for him? What's the counter there if that's what the Celtics are going to do?
I don't think they change it. Listen, they were minutes away from winning this game. I think the counter is James Harden had a bad game in Game 6. He has a good game in Game 7. I think that's the counter. He seems to be, oh my goodness, Harden's scoring 45, and then he drops off a cliff. And then he comes back, whoa, here he is. So I think that's the counter. Just play better. It is weird that they went away from Harden and Embiid at the end, and they went to Maxey and Embiid because Maxey was feeling it. If Maxey doesn't have a great game in this one, then they get blown out. Mm-hmm. He had a phenomenal game. And so that was Doc's change-up. Let's go to that because Harden isn't feeling it. I don't think they changed the lineup. You think they changed the lineup?
No way. No way. Niang is, the fact that he hit 2 threes was awesome last night, but he... Coming into this series, it didn't seem like he was going to play, and he'll get torched if he's in the starting lineup, I think. So they just got to play better. PJ Tucker has to continue to shoot. I agree. 2 threes is fine. Mm-hmm. The fact that he took 7, I think, was good. Tobias Harris, 0 for 1, went 1 for 7. This was a completely disappeared kind of game. They got no threes from Harden, Harris, and Embiid. That's tough to win that against a Celtics team that's going to take a ton of them. They made 8 for the game. They had a chance to win this one. So a missed opportunity for the Celtics in Game 1, not winning when Embiid was sitting. at home. Like, this series could be over. It probably already should be for the Celtics, and a huge missed opportunity here for the 76ers. But I guess Doc Rivers, I think, has lost 9 straight games to get him to the conference finals.
Yeah, and he's now, I believe
That's
he's
him.
lost 4
That's pretty
straight game
tough.
7s, I think, too. So he's trying to snap that
15,
streak.
17, 20, and 21. Yep.
Holy moly. Oh, man. And then the whole part of this is crazy that the Celtics win this game with Tatum having 1 point through 35 minutes of this thing and then popped off at the end. Shoutouts to Brogdon and White. I mean, those guys were scoring. They were at least picking up the slack there.
Smart carried in this game.
And Smart,
Marcus Smart was the best player in this game. 22 points, 7 assists, 3 threes, 2 steals, 3 turnovers. Look in the fourth quarter. He hit a free throw to take the lead. Hit a jumper to take the lead. Assisted Brogdon on a 3-pointer to take the lead. He had a floater with 2:30 left, and then he assisted on the last 2. Jayson Tatum made 3s. This was an awesome Marcus Smart game, which is why he was feeling pretty comfortable to be like, yeah, I basically made every adjustment out there because our coach was getting killed in the media, and I understood why he was. But I stepped up, and our team looked awesome. They're going to go as far as Marcus Smart takes them. Good Smart, they win. Bad Smart, it looks hilarious.
Game 7 on Sunday again. We'll wait to find out what time they put that one on. I guess my gut says, 1 o'clock, right? From the Garden. If the other one goes 7.
3:30?
Yeah, you would think so.
3:30 is the prime time.
Right, so that's Lakers
matchup.
Warriors if we get it.
If we get it.
Yeah.
I'm going 3:30, 6:30.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
6:30.
It's only 3:30 on the West Coast.
Yeah. I thought they loved that 3:30 slot too in the Eastern Conference. For the West teams, but we'll see. We'll see if we even get another game 7.
Only one team's there so far.
That's right. That's right. Anything else from Celtics Sixers? You say it's a wrap.
Well, just the way they're walking back there with 1:30 left, it's 8 points. It's not over in the NBA to just decide. I mean, we're done. We're
Part
calling
of that's
it.
fatigue, especially when it comes to Embiid.
Yeah, he's allowed to stumble back, but the effort wasn't there. I just don't think they're going to have it in a Game 7 in Boston. It's just, yeah. especially with Embiid deciding to call out his coach after the game. He knows what he's doing. This team literally did that 2 years ago when Doc said, I don't know if you can win like that when you have a point guard like Ben Simmons. I mean,
I thought they did it. Didn't they do it last year too with Harden saying, I'm just the point guard. Pass the ball, never comes back to me. What am I supposed to do?
Was that last year?
Yeah, that was last year.
Jesus.
so Harden said that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess maybe that's their way of
Nobody takes
their
accountability.
love sign.
Nobody takes accountability when the Sixers lose. Embiid never does, Harden never does, and Doc Rivers never does. It's the whole team.
It's not Blake's fault. It's not just not Blake. It's not Blake's fault. All right, let's go to the other game.
The Celtics should have played Blake in the last few minutes.
It's all Blake's fault.
Oh, they will.
It's all Blake's fault with us.
They will in Game 7, probably.
The Nuggets blow past the Suns 125-100 to advance to the Western Conference Finals. Shout out to all you Nuggets fans. Winning in 6, man. Who had it worse last night? Sixers fans or Suns fans? You know, the Sixers had an opportunity to go to the conference finals for the first time since 2001. It was right there. And then here are the Suns for the second year in a row at home, TK, just getting blitzed by the road opponent. Mavericks in Game 7 last year. This one, obviously, the Nuggets in a Game 6 in Phoenix.
I mean, I know Sixers fans were sad, but this is way worse. Your team could get blown out in back-to-back years at home. Ooh. This was ugly, man. Like, I don't know. I came away thinking was like they just ran out of players. Like, they have 2 guys who are good. They had to carry them through this entire series, and it certainly got to him. Like, this was a pretty mid Kevin Durant series, all things considered. Like, the depth was a problem, but it was made even worse by the fact that Kevin Durant wasn't in complete takeover mode. Booker was terrible last night. 12 points on 4 of 13 shooting, 8 assists, 2 turnovers. Last year, in the same situation, 11 points, 3 of 14 shooting, 2 assists, 4 turnovers. You can even go back to when the Bucks won the title. 19 points, 8 of 22 shooting, more turnovers than assists.
3 straight elimination games.
That's not great.
Yeah,
That's not great. That's how players get reputations in the NBA. But we will remember those games 3 and 4. But in those games 3 and 4, Kevin Durant and Booker were lights out, and they barely missed. And the Suns squeaked by.
Yeah. Yeah.
In this one, they missed a lot, and Denver did not miss because they have been by far the best team in the postseason so far. They lost one game to the Timberwolves, and that's because Nikola Jokic went 1 for 2 at the free throw line in the last couple of seconds of the game. They lost 2 to the Suns, which required Booker having 2 of the best playoff games that we've seen so far this year. They got star power. Jokic is incredible right now. The guy averaged a 34-point triple-double in this series, but everybody's calling Devin Booker the best player in the series.
Yeah.
Us included. We dropped the ball on that one. Then you look at their locker room afterwards. The first 3 players that Michael Malone shouts out: Aaron Gordon, KCP, and Brucey B. Bruce
right.
Brown. Just incredible stuff. They know what they're doing out there. They know how to play offense, obviously. The Jokic and Murray 2-man game, unstoppable. And then they've got the perfect pieces around them. And Mike Malone knows exactly the guys he's going to play every night, when they're going to play, and how they're going to play. They look like a complete team.
Yeah, that's a good point. So many other teams left in the playoffs. There is a lot of who are we playing? What is our rotation? Are we going big or are we going small? The Nuggets are the exact opposite. We have our 8 guys. We got our 5 starters. We got our compost crew coming off the bench. Our 2 Browns in the green. We're ready. We're ready to go. And Malone after the game, when we defend, when we rebound, when we run, when we share the ball, we believe we're the best team in the NBA. And I think they really should be considered the favorites to win the championship right now after 2 rounds of action, especially with what Jokic is doing. Trey's right. He became the 3rd player in NBA history to average a 30-point triple-double in a playoff series. LeBron did it against the Warriors, and Westbrook did it against the Rockets, both in 2017. Just goes about his business.
Booker needed some help. I mean, he was doing a lot in this series. And, they fell apart there in Games 5 and Game 6. Just couldn't seal the deal. This one was weird because, unlike last year against the Mavs, where they had 27 points in the first half.
Right.
They were just done. I think it was 57-27 at half.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, that's weird.
This game, they had 51 points at half.
Right.
They were outscoring the Philadelphia. They would have hammered.
51.5 is nice.
That's a great number, but they allowed 81 on the other side.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's huge. Campaign came out to play. He had 19 points in the first half. What?
Couldn't miss.
That's really strange. But yeah, KD I think was 1 for 10 to start this game, and finally Devin Booker. Although I thought him playing 40 minutes wouldn't catch up to him. Young legs, no problem. I mean, they definitely focused on him. The starting lineup move of Landry Shamet and Josh Okogie, I know it's probably way down in the pecking order of things you'd think about, was a strange one to me just because they basically went all offense. But hey, KCP was just killing. I mean, KCP was phenomenal. This guy's overlooked, obviously, but was a big part of a championship team 3 years ago where he led the Lakers in 3-pointers made throughout that playoff run, and he just showed he knows his role, as we've talked about. And yeah, when they're able to roll out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys and they all just contribute, the Suns didn't have that. They absolutely were lacking that when Ayton went out. He was out of this game with a rib injury. The Chris Paul's thing, probably played less of a factor, but the Ayton factor was definitely something. Even though Landale came in and helped, I mean, they just allowed so many freaking points. That Nuggets offense was just
they were
phenomenal.
That was just humming last night. I just keep going back to the second half of Game 5, where it was a 3-point game. We obviously talked about it on the last podcast or after that game, but it was I just keep thinking of Jamal Murray coming out of the locker room just amped up and that team fired up, realizing I think then and there in that second half of Game 5, this is the series. We have to go win this half and we can win this thing. And it continued, of course, here into Game 6, where they just looked incredible. They looked like the championship favorites. Monty Williams, after this loss, he said, quote, "It was deflating to see them score like that and running down the floor, getting easy buckets. That falls on my shoulders, not having us ready to play at the highest level in the biggest game of the year." I heard that and I was like, Jesus, man, did he say that exact same thing after last year's game? I was like, hold on, am I rereading or seeing the same thing? Well, I went and checked. I couldn't find him saying something like that right after the loss, but what I was confusing is, leading up to this season, being asked about, that brutal Game 7 loss to the Mavericks, he said, quote, this is September 2022, "I just didn't have our guys ready to play. That falls on me. I will never go back on that. When you look at the numbers, you look at the film, you look at the situation, that falls on me." So I bring this up to ask you guys. He keeps saying it falls on him. We got a new owner there in Phoenix. You made the power move going to get Kevin Durant. Is Monty Williams going to be coaching this team next season? Should he?
I think two different answers.
Okay.
I think any other coach would be gone. Mike Budenholzer just got fired. The guy actually won a title.
Right.
You know, he came back from down 2-1 against these Suns that Monty Williams was coaching. 2 straight losses like this in the playoffs to be eliminated. Last year, they were the number 1 seed. Mm-hmm. Any other coach would be gone, to be quite honest. But if Kevin Durant has his back, and if Devin Booker has his back, that's probably what matters the most. So I could see him coming back, but these are the kind of losses that coaches get fired for sure.
What do you think?
A couple of years in a row. Yeah, that's a really good point. If a better point is if a star likes you, like Jayson Tatum loves Joe Mazzulla. He loves their relationship. He ain't going anywhere, even if they lost this series, I think. So it's totally, it's up to the top dogs. It's like going back to the Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant not liking Kenny Atkinson. See ya, Kenny.
Right.
So I think that's what it comes down to. I think you did make a mistake. You mentioned the second half of Game 5 there where Murray came out. They put Landry Shamet on him, and Murray said, good night. There would have been a better balance, I think, if you put Landry Shamet to the bench in this one instead of starting him right after he just got cooked and putting a defensive guy like Josh Okogie in the starting lineup. Let Durant and Booker shoot every time. I mean, they're starting guards and wing there of Booker, Payne, and Shamet wasn't going to stop anybody, and that's really what happened. I know they're running out of players, but I mean that's going to be the biggest thing going into the offseason. Getting a 4 who can play both ways. I don't know where you find that.
Well, this is the thing. This team is limited in how it can upgrade this roster because of the money they have on their books. You know, they don't have their first-round pick in June. Can you trade? Should you trade DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul? Do you not do that? Do you take the same approach from last year and you just sort of fill this roster with Kevin Durant having obviously a full season with Booker and Monty and whoever, and you just sign vets minimum guys? You know, do you do that?
They tried that this year. That's who they got, right? With Terrence Ross, essentially a buyout guy, and T.J. Warren coming over in the Kevin Durant trade.
The difference is, I mean, you'd have a Durant for an entire season.
Yeah. And look, if Durant was incredible, then we're talking about a different series. He had a really good game 4, and in game 3 he got his numbers. Not in an efficient way, but Booker did all he could. He needed Durant to win a game. It didn't happen. I don't know if he wasn't KD. He was missing a lot of shots in this one. He wasn't the same guy. So I don't know. He's got to convince somebody to come be their other wing to be really, really good. Come on over, Melo. Just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Are you exploring trades, Trey, for Chris Paul, Ayton, Shamet? Let's say Payne, you know, these type of guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think you can come back with the same supporting cast, and Ayton is obviously the number one question, and I see on the Fanspo trade machine, he's the number 1 most traded player right now. Yeah. No surprise. The guy sat out of an elimination game with bruised ribs after getting torched by Nikola Jokic, so I don't think the Suns liked him coming into this season. He obviously didn't like the Suns, but it ended up he had to come back, and there were some weird moments on the sidelines with people taking, like fan cams of him looking completely despondent in huddles and not engaged at all. And also, I mean, he's still their best center, and he's their most tradable asset, and he was recently a number 1 draft pick. So yeah, I could see him returning 2 players who could be helpful. I mean, I had some dark thoughts this morning. Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton to the Chicago Bulls? Is there a way to figure out a Nikola Vucevic sign and trade kind of deal here? The Suns do need 3-point shooting, and they'll need a center if Ayton's gone. I'm just saying, maybe there's something to be done. But you can't try this once again, because it's been 3 straight years of coming up short when you're expecting to come up on top.
Chris Paul's got 2 more years.
It'd be cool if they could convince him to retire. It would be good for them.
Right. How about this one? Going back to Ayton, I went to a dark place this morning on Twitter. I threw it out there. I said, I know the Hawks are enamored with Okongwu, as a young, pretty solid-looking center, especially defensively. But would the Hawks trade for DeAndre Ayton? Would you be interested in a John Collins and a DeAndre Hunter for, let's say, an Ayton Shamet type of deal? Both teams.
Yeah.
That's what That's what a lot of the response was. It was like,
I could be interested.
Yeah, sure. Those are the type of trades that generally happen. It's like,
I like the idea of the Hawks putting together the guy drafted over Luka Doncic and the guy traded for Luka Doncic.
Ooh.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Good combo.
So anyway, I'm 100% with you on the idea. I think his trade value is sort of low, especially with his contract of moving off of Ayton. Absolutely. Like, get some. I think you even do the thing where you trade Ayton for, like, who is a good player. I do believe that. But you trade him for, like, 2 or 3 guys
Exactly.
that just you
They need
need just
more
to
guys.
put around your superstars, and go from there. But yeah, it's
And
gonna be difficult.
He's on a contract that he was signed to by the Pacers last year. It was
Right.
a-
Yes,
He
that's
tried to
right.
leave.
He did try to leave. They
but-
won't let him leave.
They brought him back.
All right, let's call it there. We'll be talking about the Suns throughout the offseason, I'm sure. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we are going to make our All-NBA playoff teams, first, second, and third. Don't go anywhere.
Here's the first thing I do every day in my kitchen. Before coffee, before breakfast. I get myself a glass of water, get out my Athletic Greens powder, I mix it, and I down it. Athletic Greens is just 1 scoop in a cup of water for better gut health, more energy, and a stronger immune system. Actually, I lied. Sometimes I will take the cup of water from my wife's bedside table that she never touches and use that water instead of a fresh pour. Gentlemen, can we talk about our wives' bedside water habits? Am I right?
Women be drinking water.
Cleaning up like 5 cups sometimes. I'm the one taking it downstairs. What about you guys? What about you fellas, huh?
Oh, I always make sure to bring a water bottle to bed for my wife, Cassie.
You ever seen the
Wow.
movie Signs? I don't want to spoil it then for you. But you may want to leave that water out on the bedside table, that's all I'm saying. Watch the movie,
I saw
it'll
the
make-
signs.
Watch it, okay?
All right. And it's still fantastic, even with that room temp water. Who knew vitamins tasted so good? So what is this stuff? With 1 delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. Feels good to start my day with vitamins that taste good. Athletic Greens was created when the founder experienced a ton of gut health issues and ended up on a complicated supplement routine to recover. It cost him $100 a day. He created Athletic Greens after understanding how difficult it was to create an optimal nutrition routine on your own. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into the flu and cold season. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/nodunks. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/nodunks to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutrition insurance.
I'm feeling saucy. I think I'm gonna buy it. Do you accept cash? Cha-ching! You gotta love a good old... Because Wayne, that's the sound of another sale on Shopify. And the moment another business dream becomes a reality, Shopify is the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. Whether you're selling name tags or hairnets, Shopify simplifies selling online and in person so you can focus on successfully growing your business. Shopify covers every sales channel from an in-person POS system to an all-in-one e-commerce platform. It even lets you sell across social media marketplaces like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and if you live in a wood-paneled basement, cable access shows. Packed with industry-leading tools ready to ignite your growth, Shopify gives you complete control over your business and your brand without having to learn any new skills in design or code. And thanks to 24/7 help and an extensive business course library, Shopify is there to support your success every step of the way. Party on, Garth. Party on, indeed. What's incredible to me about Shopify is how no matter how big you want to grow, Shopify is there to empower you with the confidence, baby confidence, and control to take your business to the next level. So now it's your turn to get serious about selling and try Shopify today. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/nodunks. That's all lowercase for no dunks. Go to shopify.com/nodunks to take your business to the next level. Shopify.com/no-dunks. All right, the boys still here in the Classic Factory. Everybody joining us live on YouTube. We love to see it. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast, we love you too. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. Got some news here for you guys. It's the final award. Jrue Holiday is your teammate of the year for the third time. That's right. He won the NBA's Twyman-Stokes Teammate of the Year award for the third time in 4 seasons. He received 57 first-place votes, nearly 1,400 total points, to finish ahead of Mikal Bridges and Steph Curry. Jrue Holiday.
Who votes on this?
The players.
Oh, okay.
They do a thing where they nominate, I think, up to 12 players across the league. There's a panel that decides that, and then
A panel.
everybody in the league. I think more than 300 players actually casted a vote for this. Hence all the total points that are being so high. But 57 first place votes for Jrue Holiday going back to back. Being just a great dude.
He does seem like a great dude.
Totally.
No voter fatigue. I love it. Just a great dude.
Yeah, it's sort of an interesting thing. You win it, and then it's you got to be a bit of a dick not to win it again.
Yeah. Whenever Jrue Holiday finally doesn't win, it's going to be what
Whoa,
happened?
what did he do? What did he
Honestly,
say?
I think Mikal Bridges completely snubbed here.
Oh, wow.
He had more teammates. He had more teammates than Jrue Holiday. Got traded, played 83 games.
Interesting.
Very reliable.
Holiday was selected by the NBA players as the 2020-21 NBA Sportsmanship Award winner back then, and he was a finalist for the inaugural Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Champion Award, which was presented in June of 21. So, yeah, Jrue Holiday, man. What a guy. Congrats to him. Okay. Let's get to making some all-NBA playoff teams. I'm going to need your help, like I said, guys. I had 2 rules, and I think they were very, very simple. My first rule, you had to make the second round. I wasn't going just Anthony Edwards, lights out, 31 points per game in 5 games. That just didn't feel right. So you had to get into the second round. That was one of my rules. And we're going to build the teams like they still do all NBA. We're going 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center. Next year when we do this, positionless. But not this year.
Great.
I'm a stickler for the rules. Okay, I thought the first team was pretty damn easy. Maybe you guys will agree or disagree. All NBA playoffs first team. At guard, Steph Curry. He's averaging 35 and 6. It's his most efficient playoff run in terms of shooting the ball since 16-17. Okay. The other guard, Devin Booker. It didn't end well. That was rough. 12 points, is that what you said there, TK, in the
12
Game
points,
6
4
loss?
for 13, yep.
Yeah, I hate to see it, but he still averaged 33.7 points per game, shooting basically 59% from the floor, 50% from 3. You throw in 7 assists per game, 5 boards per game. Probably the best defense we've seen Booker play to date, so he's still making
good.
all NBA playoffs.
No recency bias there. That's
we
correct.
can't go overboard. Jimmy Butler's a forward. That's a no-brainer. Guy's averaging 32, 6, and 6 over 9 games. Did miss a couple. We'll see what happens tonight in Miami. Jayson Tatum is the other forward. Now, I know. It's not amazing. He's struggling with his shot. He's averaging 26 points per game. He's shooting 43% from the floor. But you can't say he is not contributing, at least in other ways. He's averaging 10.4 rebounds per game. 5 and, round down if you want. 5 assists per game, a steal and a block. So it sounds weird because he's had some duds, or at least starting games has had some gross games. But still, the numbers are 26, 10, and 5. Guys, we saw him take over. He had that Kobe mentality, man. He shot 1 to 13. He's like, I don't care, give me the ball again. So
he's
I still
up
got
the
him
box
on there.
score, and
Yeah.
he's still averaging 26 a game. He's still playing well. It's just his first halves it seems like his first halves are always pretty poor. But man, he does everything else, which I think is super important, and probably why he's able to stay confident that his shots eventually going to drop. He's still involved in the game. He still shoots, and eventually the shot comes around. And then you look at the other forwards, and I'm sure you're going to be a virtuous man keeping Anthony Davis as a center.
I will be.
Ergo, he can't make it as a forward, which he probably would here if you were going to fudge the numbers. But ain't a lot of other great forwards going right now.
You're damn right. We'll get to that. So Tatum, he's there.
Tatum.
And then center is Jokic. Trey already said it here earlier in the podcast. He's the best player in the postseason, almost by far. And those were some incredible numbers I just went through for all 4 of these guys. And Jokic has somehow been even better. So, first team, all NBA playoffs. It's Curry, it's Booker, it's Butler, it's Tatum, it's the Joker. All NBA playoffs second team. Guards, I've got Jalen Brunson as one of the guards. 26.5 points per game, 5 boards, 6.5 assists, 1.5 steals. We've seen what he's done recently. Obviously a huge Game 5 to even force a Game 6 there in Miami tonight. No issues with Brunson?
Certainly not.
Guard. Okay.
No.
The second guard on the second team, Jamal Murray. He has almost identical numbers to Brunson on better shooting, a bit more efficient. So I'm going Brunson and Murray as the guards. The forwards,
Hey.
it gets a little difficult. I'm putting Kevin Durant here. The guy still scored 29 points 29 points per game, shooting splits 48-33. You don't love to see that from deep, and then 92 at the line. 9 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.5 blocks. It's just this guy's at the level of the greatest of all time type level where it's like this was a bad postseason or at least a bad playoff series. And it's true. And credit to the Nuggets defenders and all that. It's wild that a guy can go for 29, 9, and 5, and we're like, ugh, he wasn't very
Step it
good.
up.
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
That's how good he is. So he's still on the second team. And then I went Jaylen Brown as the other forward, obviously making All-NBA second team. I put him here. Best playoffs of his still fairly young career, 25 points per game, a really efficient field goal percentage at 62%. So that felt right here as the second forward. And then
Here come the LeBrons.
well, yeah, I went back and forth between LeBron, Durant, and Brown, like who was going second team, who was going third team. But here's a Laker. I'm putting Anthony Davis as the second best center in the playoffs over Joel Embiid. He leads the playoffs in rebounds per game, 13.5. That's a big number. Blocks per game, 3.4. His scoring has dipped. He's averaging under 22 points per game, but he's been the Lakers' best player, most consistent player throughout these playoffs. So AD as the center. Second team, Brunson, Murray, KD, Jaylen Brown, and Anthony Davis.
All right.
And now we get to the third team, and I need your help. I have one locked in. Well, 2. Joel Embiid is the center.
Okay.
Okay? Bam! Joel Embiid's been better. He's only played 8 games, but he averaged 25, 10, and 3. I love the defense we've seen from Embiid throughout this postseason. I think him and AD are sort of like neck and neck in terms of who's been the best defensive player, especially for a big guy. But he gets the spot there, just, squeaking past Bam.
Oh, I think no question. I think you could make a good case for Joel over Anthony Davis, but yeah, no question. Bam's been the 4th best center.
Okay. And then I had LeBron here. Yes, his three-pointer has completely abandoned him, but he's averaging 23, 10, and 5. He's picking his spots. He's 38 years old. That makes sense in year 20 here or whatever. He's playing under 37 minutes per game in the postseason. That's the same workload he had for the bubble championship. Just jumped out at me there. Keep an eye on that, and whether or not they can replicate their championship there down in Disney. But LeBron is a forward. Okay, everybody's on board. Who's the other forward? I got some names.
We're already. What about this guy in the third team forwards? Yeah,
a little bit.
It's tough out there.
Okay, I mean, if you love the defense, you might want a Draymond Green. I get that. How about R.J. Barrett? How about Andrew Wiggins? And then how about a couple Nuggets in Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr.? See, nobody jumps off the page to me, but you make the case.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm thinking about digging back into the first round guys instead. Giannis is still sitting
We're not
there.
doing that, Tass.
I know.
Let it go.
I know. But when you're doing what about this, guys? Get Mikal Bridges in there. No, I'm kidding. Okay, yeah, this is a tough spot.
Yeah. Barrett, Wiggins, Draymond, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. Do you want to cheat? You want to put Bam as a forward?
We ain't cheating. I think if I were making this is All-Star and we're making cases for guys, I'm making a case for Aaron Gordon. I think he has been awesome defensively against Kevin Durant, and then he's been a pretty efficient scorer, I think, as well. So I would probably make a case for him. But Barrett's had a really good playoffs. He's been the second best Knick, I think, so far. Him or Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell dominated, I guess, in the first round against the Cavs, but I would be making cases for AG.
Okay. I like that coming down to an RJ Barrett, sort of more for offensive reasons. Aaron Gordon, sort of more for defensive reasons.
I'll go Barrett. I know Gordon has been on the riding with Jokic and Murray. So Barrett has had more offensive responsibility, and he's coming through. Either way, I'm happy with either one.
Okay, here's Aaron Gordon's playoff numbers. He's averaging 13 points per game, 6 boards, 2 assists. He does not fill up the defensive box score, though we all agree he's been a really good defender. Shooting 47% from the floor, that's really great. 38 from deep, and making basically 1 a game here in the postseason. So the numbers are not going to wow you. It's definitely more of he's been an impact player.
You got to watch him play.
The championship favorites. What's RJ averaging? He's
20.
at 20 plus. Yeah,
Yep.
It's been good. Oh, tell us in the stream team as we move on here. Is it RJ Barrett or Aaron Gordon for that final spot at the forward position on the third team All-NBA playoffs? And the guards, we haven't even talked about them.
Yep.
I don't even have anyone slotted in. It feels weird to put James Harden in the mix. I don't think we can. Despite the... I mean, okay, you're making a face.
I'm in. I'm in on Harden. He's hit 2-game winners.
Yeah, it's big. I guess it's funny because
They've won
Maxey
7 games in the playoffs, and he hit 2-game winners.
Yeah, Maxey's been the more consistent, better Sixers guard. Harden's been, of course, the guy that's won them a couple games and then maybe has arguably lost them a couple games. But, okay. Maxey, 21 points per game, shooting 40% from deep. Harden with the highs and lows that we maybe have never seen. Other names, Marcus Smart, D'Angelo Russell, Klay Thompson. I mean, it feels like he hasn't had a great postseason, but the numbers are still sort of Klay-like.
Yeah, no, now we're digging deep with the Russell. Yeah, Klay hasn't been quite there. I mean, I don't mind a smart Harden, a Maxey Harden, to have 3 Sixers on the third team. Very funny.
Right.
But yeah, James, it is amazing what he was doing in the first round. It was bad. It was just bad. Not playing anywhere close to his capabilities, and they get a sweep. And then in the second round,
They swept that series.
second round up and down, up and down.
He beat the last game, right?
Yeah. So it's been a wild one, man. It has been a roller coaster for him, but yeah, you're dropping 45. His numbers overall, fine. The 3-point shots are good. The 2-point shots are not.
Okay, so between Maxey and Harden, Tass,
Yeah, I'll go
if you could only
James.
pick one, okay, James Harden, you're pro Harden. Okay, you guys have talked me into it. And then, so who's the other one? Is it a Sixers backcourt, a Maxey Harden, or is it a Smart Harden, or someone else that I'm forgetting here?
I'd probably go Smart. I think I would go Smart.
Not
He's
angry
at
at that.
least had an impact, I feel like, in every game.
Good or bad?
Good or bad. Exactly right. And he helped win them a game last night, so I'm feeling positive about Smart
Yeah,
today.
some nice recency bias
that's
as well.
fine.
I'll do it.
Okay, all NBA playoffs third team. It is. Lock it in. James Harden and Marcus Smart are your guards. Ooh. It's a flop off, baby. LeBron is a lock as one of the forwards there. I'm going to go RJ Barrett here. He has had some really good
Homer
scoring
pick
games.
for sure.
Homer pick being Canadian, no doubt. And then Joel Embiid is our third center. Tell us who we screwed up on. Maybe tell us who we just missed completely. And again, we're not including guys that just played in the first round. There are your Foxes and your Ants and your Giannis's.
Did you consider Lonnie Walker?
I did not.
What about Kyle Lowry?
He's making the fourth team.
No.
Lonnie
In
Walker,
fact,
the fourth
I have
team?
no other names on the what about this guy. I've said everyone I feel comfortable with. So don't you
you gotta
dare
play
say Max
double-digit
Strus.
playoff.
Don't you dare say
I would
Max
never
Strus.
say Max Strus to you.
Okay.
I'm going to say a different Heat name to you later, though.
Okay, that'll be exciting.
Tease.
All right. Well, we're going to take one more break. And when we come back, we're going to end this drop podcast with some rapid fire fun.
Guys, you know what I love?
What?
Wine. Ever
Yeah.
heard of it?
You got a couple in you right now?
Oh, you know this little decorative mug is full of my favorite Chianti. Wine is like a 7,000-year-old drink. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Socrates drank wine. It was his favorite, and when he was drinking it, had already been around for 4 millennia. What an incredible run. And it's still going strong, but let's be honest. Not all wine is created equal. There's a lot of variations. Different types, different grapes, different flavor profiles. It's overwhelming. That's why I love First Leaf. Again, I love wine, but not all wine. Give me a Chianti. Give me a Côte de Rhône. Give me a Pinot Grigio. Hell, give me a Retsina. Hey, Tassie?
You better believe it.
That's right. But anything sweet, get out of here. And you already know how I feel about Shiraz. As America's most personalized wine company, First Leaf takes the guesswork out of wine selection. You just answer some quick questions about your likes and dislikes, and their experts will curate a selection of award-winning wines tailored to your tastes, like refreshing rosés, fun sparkling wines, or spring-friendly reds. You get to choose how often you receive your wine, and every selection is backed by First Leaf's 100% satisfaction guarantee. And because First Leaf cuts out the middleman and works directly with some of the world's foremost wine producers, you get quality wines at prices much lower than you'd expect at the store. Plus, if you have any questions about your wines, like what to pair them with, First Leaf's certified wine concierge team is there to offer expert advice. And hey, if you get the right pairing, you can make a meal 10 times better with wine. That's just a fact. So give First Leaf a try. Head over to tryfirstleaf.com/nodunks to sign up and save 50% on your first 6 bottles plus free shipping. That's tryfirstleaf.com/nodunks to save 50% on your first 6 bottles plus free shipping. Tryfirstleaf.com/nodunks. Wow. Got that.
Wow, Bob. That ad read about the wine, big hit on playback last night. People were quoting you, JD. They love it.
What a run. What a run.
I guess it's over. The last time we're going to hear it there, right?
That's it.
What a run.
What a run that ad read had.
Exactly. People around their dinner tables pouring wine, saying, "Can you believe this wine?
What a run.
What a great run it's had."
Beer older, though, right?
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. You did the
I would have
research.
guessed wine for some reason.
Yeah.
But I don't know why.
I'd go wine.
I don't remember Jesus having a draft. Pour me a cold one.
Wow, that would change that whole religion.
It really would.
Changed water to beer.
Okay.
Party Jesus.
So let's wrap up this Drop podcast, which is already a classic, the streets are saying, with some rapid fire fun. I've got the questions. These guys have the answer. A dog named Buddy Holly won Best in Show at this year's Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show on Tuesday. It was a first for his breed. A breed I had never heard about. A breed I'm about to try and say. A Petit Basset Griffon Vendéen. They call them the PBGVs. Seriously, they do. I watched a clip, and they say it.
One of my great regrets is never seeing the Ramones at PBGVs.
I would love to see this dog on stage. Buddy Holly, too. Yeah, Weezer. So anyway, congrats to this dog. I was going to ask you what's the best dog, maybe even breed, but then I was like, all real dogs are good dogs. They're all good boys. So the question is, what's the best fictional dog of all time, Tess?
Well, I've had a real good relationship with Bluey recently.
Nice.
Bluey!
You guys are seeing each other?
Yeah, he's
Got a future?
He's wonderful. Yeah, I hope so. I really hope we have a future, because kid shows, not great. But as a parent with young kids, it's nice to get a little Bluey on the screen. I'm happy when I see Bluey and his Australian humor come through. Everybody is funny on that show. Yeah, the parents, he'll let a fart go when they're hiding in the closet.
They farting on Bluey?
They're farting. Australian farts only. But
They come from down under.
they've got an accent. Those farts have accents.
I've never heard of this.
This
Bluey?
show? Oh, it's.
Yeah.
I've actually
Bluey's
seen a
huge.
couple, and it's pretty damn good. Yeah, it's
okay.
pretty cute.
Cool.
What are they? He's a healer, isn't he? I believe something like that.
Well,
His real type of dog.
That's a real dog.
I guess it's only been around for 5 years, JD. So
Yeah, we missed it. We were a Daniel Tiger family.
Right. Okay, that's a great answer though. Bluey, best fictional dog according to Tass. Where are you going, TK?
Yeah, my favorite fictional dog is Joel Meyer's dog. I assume it's real. We've never met it. But the fact that Joel Myers theoretically has a dog gave us the saying, Man's gotta have a dog.
Yeah. Yeah, and I took
Without
it to
this
heart.
theoretical dog, we may never have said that. You may never have gotten a dog.
That's what I was going to say. I took it to heart so much when Joel Myers said that to
Yeah.
me. I was like, God damn it, he's right. Like, I'm nothing without a dog. I got to get one.
But what if it turns out that having that conversation, he was just being regretful that at that point in time he didn't have a dog. He's like, man's gotta have a dog.
He was just
And we
hungry.
didn't know. He was
He just
like,
wanted a hot dog.
Hot dog. We were at a restaurant.
It's true.
The great Joel Myers.
Joel Myers just got to have a dog. No doubt. Like, legit.
not a fictional dog.
Typing it in now. Joel Myers dogs.
I hope it comes
All
up.
right, if it's a real dog, number one fictional dog for me is Snoopy. Cool dog.
Snoopy. Okay.
Very cool
Good dog.
Okay, great dog. Good dog.
Dog.
JD, favorite fictional dog?
Put me down for Gromit of Wallace and Gromit
Oh,
fame.
good one.
Yeah. Great. For the kids, if you ever watch Tess,
Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and
That's
Gromit, they got a bunch of movies and
Yeah.
shows. Hilarious. Great stuff. And he does all the chores around the house. Like, he's actually useful, you know. And he's a pilot and an electrician. He's a Renaissance dog.
All right, great
I
answers,
love that
guys.
dog. I just looking at him, I love that dog.
I know. He's awesome.
Yeah, Gromit.
Bluey, Snoopy, and Gromit. And Joel Myers' dog, of course.
Yes.
Joel Myers dog.
Those are great
Not
answers.
Dogmore.
Glad I asked it. Next one. So many of you sent this story in that we just had to make it a rapid-fire question. A financial website is offering a $1,000 prize to one person who can devote 2 weeks to viewing the entire Fast and Furious film saga. Finance Buzz, which is a site that offers money-related tips, is seeking a Fast and Furious claims adjuster to watch all 10 movies of the franchise, starring our guy Vin. The claims adjuster's mission is to track damages from every car crash that occurs in each film. That's what they're looking for here. So, cool. Yeah.
That is not nearly enough money.
$1,000 to be
$1,000
an insurance adjuster? No thanks.
20 hours?
To-
20 hours.
Yeah, but you got to log every single
Yeah,
piece
yeah,
of
no,
damage. Like,
you're
it's
right.
going to take hours, days.
Yeah. We did a 2-hour and 40-minute podcast on one episode.
one episode.
And didn't even probably talk about a car being damaged.
We did no insurance checks.
Yeah, we didn't. We didn't. Okay, but the question off of this is, what's another movie franchise that you would happily binge watch or track or whatever for $1,000?
For $1,000, I'd be happy to watch Star Wars because I never got into it. It's overwhelming, just the whole deal.
Yeah.
About $1,000, I'm in,
Have you?
and then I'd be happy.
You've never seen like
Wow.
any of the OGs ones or like
Bits.
Bits.
Not through and through. Yeah.
Not one. Have you
I
never
haven't
sat through one?
I have no.
Wow.
On a TV
we should do
just-
a Star
That
Wars.
could
Got
be
yourself a
our
podcast
thing, man.
series,
I
buddy.
think
Yeah.
we've got a podcast series.
Yeah. It's just too overwhelming. I was behind.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, like, it must have been like, I don't know, 5 to 6 years ago. I had never seen any of the second batch
Right.
Star Wars movies,
Which is the prequels.
the prequels, and I sat down to watch those hunks of shit.
Whew. So bad. Sorry, Ash. Sorry.
Nah, they were okay. I'm kidding a little bit, but okay, this could be something we do here. Yeah. What about you, TK? What's a franchise? $1,000. Go ahead, watch it.
Mighty Ducks.
You okay, buddy? Mighty Ducks.
But ducks. What's that?
Watch on the
That
brain,
porn
ducks
parody?
and the notes. It's tough to say. Mighty Ducks. 3 movies only.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would even consider some specialty content watching the reboot Game Changers. I think they brought back Emilio Estevez even. But I remember loving those movies as a kid. Mighty Ducks 2 in particular is my rad, like a movie that
Yep.
I think is
Yep.
really, really good, but probably isn't. But I would gladly do it, especially now, Stanley Cup playoffs.
Oh,
Yeah, baby.
pour yourself a little Gordon Bombay gin and enjoy it. Good answers. JD, where are you going, man?
I can't believe it's still on the board, but Mission Impossible. God damn. Bangers. Every single one.
You
A
love
banger.
everyone.
Well, John Woo. I don't know. Everything's in slow motion. Everybody's in a mask. Spoiler alert. He's probably wearing a mask, but I don't know. That aside, I could sit through that. But Yeah, the Mission Impossible franchise is amazing.
How many are we at? Like 6, 7?
They stopped numbering them, so it's hard to tell.
I think there's got to be 7 or
7 or 8, maybe?
Yeah.
There was 3 numbers, and then...
Yeah, then there was Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
There was Rogue Nation.
Okay.
There was Fallout,
Yeah.
which I don't even remember. I think
That's the most recent one?
No, and then now,
And then-
coming soon,
Yeah.
Impossible. So how many is that? That's 8? Is that what I said?
Wait,
1, 2,
wait.
3,
It's
It's called Impossible?
4, 5, 6, 7. That's what it looks like.
What's he doing? Making a veggie patty?
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot it was called Mission Impossible. But you know what?
Mission Impossible,
It is
colon?
Mission Impossible, which I had always forgotten it was.
Right.
It is called Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Okay,
Part
yeah,
1 and
here
Part
we
2.
go. Here we go.
Here we go. The mission is so impossible, we had to make it 2 movies. I thought you were going to go James Bond for sure.
Too many movies.
Yeah.
You know what? I did have on my list Daniel Craig Bonds, because I love those.
So do I.
I love them. I think he's the best Bond. Sorry.
Oh, you do not need to apologize for that.
I'm apologizing to the internet because they'll come after me. But here, you want a deep cut? A
Sure.
deep cut? Because we got a writer's strike coming up and we're going to run out of movies to watch. No, we're not. Ever heard of the Trilogy of Imagination? Terry Gilliam's movies?
No.
It's Time Bandits, Brazil, and The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
No.
I've heard of Time Bandits.
Guys, you got kids? Get on these movies. Seriously. Thank me later.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So, hell of a shot there. Hell of a call. Good answers. Final one, guys. Warriors forward JaMychal Green called out LeBron after the Lakers star denied he and his teammates were looking for flopping opportunities in their playoff matchup. Green wasn't exactly subtle here. He reshared a pic of LeBron's quote on his Instagram story with the addition of a cap emoji on top of the king. There it is. If you're on YouTube,
awesome.
it does look
It is
cool.
good.
Yeah, it's good
Very
emoji work here from JaMychal Green. Cap slang for calling something or calling bullshit, I guess, on something. So
He put some
JaMychal
work
Green,
into that.
Yeah.
He zoomed out with his thumbs, made it a little big. Nice work.
So I want to know what emoji best sums up the 23 playoffs so far.
I'm going with a roller coaster emoji because sometimes the favorites are on top, sometimes they're on the bottom, sometimes the underdogs are on top. As we've seen in the second round here, there's a representative from every seed in the postseason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're even. 4 favorites, 4 underdogs. And as we see here going into the conference finals, could be the exact same thing. The Nuggets have advanced. The Celtics are in the driver's seat. 2 favorites there, 2 underdogs, leading the series with the Lakers and the Heat. Sometimes I forget who's the favorite in the Warriors-Lakers series. But yeah, so it's perfect. We're going up, we're going down. Parity. Some hate it, some love it.
What's your emoji for this
Could
playoffs?
have been a parrot emoji too. Parrot.
There probably is one at this point.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so. I think so.
That's one I haven't used, if there is. This one I haven't used either. Bubbles. I never used the bubbles emoji, but we got a chance that all 4 conference finalists are going to be the same as 2020. Could be Celtics Heat versus Lakers Nuggets. Then you're like, Jamal Murray, he's back and balling just like he was in the bubble. Duncan Robinson is good again. He plays just like in the bubble. Anthony Davis can't miss a jump shot just like in the bubble.
Yeah.
It's the bubble playoffs.
JD, take us home. What's an emoji that best sums up these playoffs for you?
For me, that's it's the face with the swirly eyes.
Okay.
I like that one. That's all.
It's like too much going on.
Too much going on. We got Survivor going as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening, and it's the end of the year. I'm always like kind of
Get a little
frazzled.
loopy.
Swirly.
It's like I'm like a marathon nipple at this point. You know, like completely worn to a nub, and everything irritates me.
Eating,
You know what I mean?
Marathon nipple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be an emoji.
I,
Next update.
I did hear you on, I guess it was the Great Beyond, the
Yes.
companion podcast to Is This Good? You said you had watched 1 quarter of playoff basketball.
What a
In the
marathon.
Matt thought you meant 1 quarter, like on average of each game. And you were like, no, 1 quarter, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was maybe exaggerating for larfs, but It's down there. It's down there in terms of my basketball consumption.
What a marathon, man. I don't know if you're going to make it through these playoffs.
I know, right?
Oh, what was more shocking? Matty O locked
You're
in.
watching every
This guy
game.
is locked in.
This guy is sending us clips from basketball podcasts
I
he's
know,
listening
man.
to during the playoffs. What up with that?
When Matty O like decides I am consuming this content, he is all in.
Yeah.
Like, so if he decides I'm going to watch some playoff basketball, he watches every second.
Literally every game.
I know.
An addictive personality, some would say.
I think so. I think so.
I'm here. I'm with him. I'm with him. One weird emoji that doesn't exist, a nugget. A chicken
Like
nugget.
a chicken nugget.
Interesting.
Good call. You got like a chicken leg. Right?
Yeah.
Bone-in chicken only.
Yeah. Sometimes you think about it, and there's emojis that are lacking. Like the bubble one, what does it look like? Is it...
3 bubbles.
Yeah.
It almost looks transparent as they are bubbles, but it doesn't read very well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I wondered. Like, would it have a blower thingy that you blow bubbles through? Just straight bubbles, yeah.
No wand.
That's why like a nugget
Wand, that's the
nugget
word.
emoji would be sort of difficult to like tell what it is, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
Maybe.
Is it a chicken
looks like
nugget?
a
Is it a
blob.
golden nugget?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Is it a golden nugget?
Well,
Look, if we're being
I
honest,
don't know. You can see a nugget. Come on.
I'm
gonna-
picturing it in my mind, but
yeah.
on a phone, it could be a. What is this thing?
That's what I think.
I want sauce on it.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh,
Oh,
dipping.
into-
That's the
Yeah,
answer.
that's
yeah. Absolutely. That's the answer.
You want more emoji thoughts?
Yeah, you were about to
Okay,
share
yeah.
something.
I feel like it's very lacking in the bird emojis.
Oh, man.
Like,
Interesting.
I love to like put an emoji if I go to a Hawks game. There's nothing that you could even consider as a
hawk,
hawk. They got
yeah.
a gray bird, which I guess is a pigeon. They
Pigeon.
got a yellow bird, which I usually go with. And then they got a bald eagle, which looks very cool, the most fearsome. And it is a bird of prey, but is it a hawk? It isn't a hawk. People, you put an eagle, you're trying to talk about the Hawks, you're gonna look like a fool
Yeah, totally.
to the ornithologists out there.
You're going to look like a dodo. That didn't come off the dome. Off the dome. I do see there's a bird, just a regular bird emoji.
just bird.
Blackbird, phoenix bird. Dodo, baby chick, parrot, eagle, chicken. But no hawk.
Damn, that's a decent amount.
That's actually
That's
a
not
lot of
emojis.
birds.
Pretty good.
Maybe they were like, we got enough, man.
They're probably like, nobody needs a hawk one.
Yeah,
They
but
got ducks, probably. They got ducks.
Maybe they're not class. Well, yeah, sure. There's got to be a duck, right?
Well, I like in our
Yeah,
Discord,
there's a
like
duck. There's a duck.
the people that create the no dunks emojis.
Very cool.
There's a
Love
whole bunch of us.
custom emoji.
There's
Yeah.
emoji of you and me cheersing burritos.
really?
There's one of me and there's one of you I've made. Yeah.
Oh, they're separate.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
pretty cool.
That's pretty
I've seen me pop up a couple.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. There's everybody.
Matteo with a hammer. Where the hell did that come from?
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Look at emojis
Yeah.
Where
now.
did the hammer come
He
from?
made a hammer joke. I'm hammered. And he held up a hammer. I think it
right.
was when we did the not
Like
watch
a-
parties, but well, sort of watch parties.
The
Happy hour.
Happy hour. That's I
Happy
couldn't think
hours,
of the term. I think it was that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, that's rapid fire.
Oh.
What do you got?
Sorry.
No, who cares? I don't gotta be anywhere.
Okay, yeah, me neither. What's your most frequently used emoji?
That's probably boring.
I'm probably a thumbs up guy. I gotta be honest.
Thumbs up guy?
I bet I am.
Can you tell?
you.
Like, is there a way of?
If you
It's
go to
in
like the
your-
little clock in your emoji settings, that tells
Yeah.
you your most frequently used. My number one right now is fire. Was I saying stuff about fire? I did say that Dave Grisham's shirt he made about Lenny Kravitz was fire. I also got clown is very high up on the
Oh,
list
wow.
for me right now. Yeah, you know, it was a bad night for the Suns last night, so clowns were flying about.
I use the skull quite a bit.
Skull.
Like
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah, good one.
I got the shrug. Shrug is.
Shrug, very
shrug.
Good one.
popular.
Yep.
Very popular.
Vomit.
That's in my top 10.
I like a vomit. It's hot
Vomit
right
number
now.
one is tough, yeah.
Vomit. Wow, the kids are kids are going through it right now. Just sending back and forth
but
vomit
just
emojis. with
Don't
your
like
wife.
it. Would you like to make this change to our video? Don't like it.
All right, that's rapid fire. That's a lot of talk about emojis. Tonight's games: Game 6, Knicks Heat, ESPN. I was gonna say 7:30, but we all know that's a lie. It's on ESPN. That
all
tip
right.
time's about 7:44.
Had 14 minutes
7:46.
of fun with our playbackers yesterday.
That's right. And then Warriors Lakers. So, what do you guys think? Do the Warriors and/or the Knickerbockers give us some more Game 7s for Sunday and Monday? There are no games on Saturday. It's a weird little schedule quirk. What do you think?
Well, it's great we have Anthony Davis playing.
Yes, that's right.
He will be suiting up. How great is he going to be? And are the Warriors going to be able to run, cut like they did in Game 5? If he's awesome, then he can win this game. So I have I have no feel. The other one also.
Jimmy Butler,
No,
I believe,
yeah.
right now is up in the air in terms of his status for Game 6.
Okay.
It's Jimmy. I'm going to assume he goes, but what happens tonight? Call your shot, Trey. Tonight, Game 6s, what happens?
We're going to 1 Game 7. And it's going to be in California.
Okay, so the Heat close it out, says TK, and the Warriors give us a Game 7 baby, which would have us 2 on Sunday. Can't wait. Guys, enjoy the basketball. Thanks for joining us here. Leave your boys a 5-star rating and review. Make sure you subscribe, especially not just for these shows and our live shows, but all of the YouTube content, especially the shorts that our guy Jerome pumps out. Some of these are gold. We got some other ones coming soon. So please subscribe if you haven't. Have a great weekend. Till then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, your Saturday is free. No NBA games on Saturday.
Brace the weekend, people.